Good morning, good day, good evening. Over the past couple of weeks I've uploaded about 150 videos from existing times, and those videos were the creme de la creme. I've got over 5,000 videos on hard drives, many of which pertained to other channels which were deleted over this past 15 years by the gurus in YouTube for my so-called contravening their policy. Now, generally my videos were taken down for speaking about the sham known as COVID. For those of you that are awoken, or should I say awakened, let's get away from the awoke business, because the woke is a whole different ballgame to the awakened. So those of you who are awakened, or the few of you that wouldn't have taken that stuff, the truly awakened, the ones that think you're awoke, awakened, you're on my channel, but if you took that stuff then you were fast asleep then probably you still are fast asleep now. But no point crying over spilled milk. Hopefully you've all learnt your lesson about that and you won't be living to pay the price for it. So 150 videos from up to 8 years ago. 8 years, you know, up until not too long ago. And videos from different countries, beautiful landscapes. I've travelled prolifically in my life to 45 countries, many of which I've been multiple times. I've been travelling a long time and exposed a lot of stuff. And so those videos, which are depicted in beautiful terrain, beautiful environments, and the message is very sound, very beneficial. But what happens is, whilst those videos are being fed to you and you maybe have them in your feed, well, they're among all the rest of the stuff in your feed, and so you go, oh, the Awake and Brave put a video or two up, and so you click on them. But when you don't see an Awake and Brave video in your feed, then you are captivated by all the other people that you watch. And it won't take long at all before the Awake and Brave slips from the forefront of your mind, and then you'll get embroiled in lots of other videos, many of which won't be anything like the calibre of the message that I'm delivering. You see, on YouTube you get people speaking about religion, speaking about the spiritual domain, speaking about near-death experiences, speaking about psychedelics, and invariably they are not speaking from experience. And even if some people are speaking from experience, very few people will be able to articulate what they experience, because they don't have a philosophical mind, they don't have a psychological insight, they're not broad thinkers, they don't have cosmic consciousness. And to be quite frank, people, you're wasting your fucking time. And some people won't like how straightforward I am, but the message that I deliver, it comes from another dimension. And this is why with these videos that I put up, there's only averagely about 40 or 50 hits, because nobody will go back to them, because everybody has been captivated and is captivated by the clickbait videos. If it's not in your feed, then your mind has just forgotten about it, and you turn on your computer, and you don't stop to think for yourself. This is why reading is immensely important, people, because you choose what fucking books you want to read. and you have to make an effort to actually go online and buy the fucking books. And then when they come, you've got the book, and then you have to find the time, the peace and tranquility where you can concentrate on the book to read it. The vast majority of people, the vast majority of you don't have that. If you have families and partners, this, that and the other, the chances are you just do not have that. It's not been something that you've been used to. If you're a learned variety, if you've been to university and you've got a Bachelor of Arts or PhD, then you are or have been given to extended concentration and absorption of information and reading books, because on YouTube all you're ever gonna do is get superficial shit, and it's all well and good at a low level to have superficial shit, but if you are remotely evolved and you've been on the awakening path for some time, it's time to stop with that bullshit, or at least buy the books. Now, in my life, I've read thousands of books, and on my bookshelf, I just bought a new bookshelf. I assembled it today, and I put my books in order. And I'm just going to read you a few of the authors that I've got, and the vast majority of them aren't modern. They are, let's just say, for instance, here you've got Thomas. You've got David Hume. Then you've got John Locke, Leviathan, Thomas Hobbes. Then you've got Bertrand Russell, The History of Western Philosophy, The Origin of Intelligence in the Child, Jean Piaget. Then you've got Ouspensky, William Blake, Gurdjieff, Tom McKenna, Degrees of Deception, Yuval Noah Harari, Sapiens, When Nietzsche Wept, an indiscriminate author. You've got a whole bunch here of Bernardo Castro, modern day philosopher. You've got philosopher Daniel Dennett. You've got Ian McGilchrist, Master and His Emissary. You've got Has Man a Future? Bertrand Russell, philosopher. The Dark Night of the Soul, St. John of the Cross. Let's have a look over here. You've got Madame Blavatsky here. You've got the Book of Spirits there. Oh, what's this one here? You've got the Aaron Berry, Closer to God. Wow, I bet that looks like a good read. You've got Julius Evola. We've got Blavatsky again. We've got Jordan Peterson. We've got Dostoevsky. We've got David Icke. We've got Karl Marx. We have Mark Stavish, Egregores, Dante, Divine Comedy. We've got Meditations, Marcus Aurelius. Lots and lots of varying names. We've got Second Coming of Christ, Yogananda Paramananda. Then we've got Peter Kingsley, Reality. Then Reasons for God. You've got Stephen Hawking. You've got Joseph Campbell. So you've got big names there, and they are just a fraction of the books which I've read in my life. Because I've travelled so extensively, I could never take my library with me, and so unfortunately I don't have all those books. But if I did have those books, they would fill every room, every wall in this room, from floor to ceiling. So reading is really, really important, people, if you want to get deep into stuff. Now, a book I'm reading at this moment in time, which was recommended to me by one of my viewers, The Ego, and this book, Max Stirner. And this guy, I think, was a German, wrote the book about 100 years ago. Let's see if we can find from the beginning. Copyright 2017. This is a translation of this person's work, an esoteric writer, and it's very complex. It's philosophy stroke psychology stroke spirituality stroke religion stroke ontology. What is it actually that we are? What's going on in our consciousness? What is it about religions and about how we live and all this stuff? What is this operating system that we have, which is in possession of us, the ego? What value is the ego? What flaws does the ego have? How can I get outside of the ego? How can I learn to live without being ruled by the ego? All these different sorts of things. And so if you have a mind to read, then you will be reading these books, Carl Jung, Sigmund Freud, you know, all of those sort of books, anything 100 years old or more. Modern books, okay, here and there, you can pick very selectively, but basically all modern books is a collection of other people's stuff. That's all you get, because there's nothing new under the sun, really. Now, for those of you that don't know, because there's been 100 new subscribers within the last month, there's been an unprecedented leap with new subscribers because of the mass influx of videos I've uploaded in recent times. So these videos have come up in your feed. So some of you may not be aware that I actually have authored a book, and the book is under two titles, but they both mean the same thing: Closer to God and A Journey to the Self. Now these books are pretty extensive, and there is an enormous amount of information in here, but they can be read just in bite-sized pieces, because you open the book like this and you look at the headed highlighted heading here, and then we've got 2 pages, 2.5 pages, then you come to another heading, then you've got like 1.25 pages to another heading, then you turn over and then you've got the same. So it's broken down into easy readable sections. There's nothing worse than when you get a book like this, and this is just data. There's no fucking gaps, there's no time for a breather, it's full on. And books like this are quite intimidating. Now it looks like it's thin, but there are in actual fact 750 words per page, and the average book has 250, maximum 300. So you've got 2 pages. So this book, it's 140 pages in its present state, but times that by 2, and then you've got like 360 pages. So it's a 360 page book, and it takes some getting through because you've really got to read it, because it was written, of course, in another language, and then you've had the interpretation. And it's an old book, and they're making reference to lots of things which aren't common parlance today. And this is the thing: when you read old books, you get a deep insight into people's minds and education way back when they knew an enormous amount more than we do today, because they were very, very deep scholars. Instead of having superficial surface information like most people out there that are doing YouTube channels and even writing books, they haven't done the depth, and most certainly they don't have the life experience. Now in this book here, what you're going to get is a life experience from a philosopher, from a psychoanalyst, from a spiritualist, from a thinking person who has analysed himself, itself, whatever this thing is and whatever that is, for most of his life, and all the experiences I've had all over the world, near-death experiences and 300 entheogenic psychedelic experiences, encounters with God, demons, devils, angels, Jesus, all that sort of stuff, astral beings, it's all in there, and much, much more. You've got great philosophers in there, you've got modern philosophers and physicists, quantum physicists, you've got a whole bunch of stuff. And at the beginning of here, you've got 11 pages of the subtitles. So you can see there's an enormous amount of stuff in there. So it's easy to read because what I've done is when I wrote that, I made it to be as accessible as I possibly could because the subject matter is exceedingly complex. And so if anybody's going to get their heads around it, then it's going to need to be presented to them in the easiest possible format, and I've done that and people appreciate it and everyone says it's easy to read. But I say to them, don't be misled because it's easy to read, that the information isn't exceedingly deep, because the information is exceedingly deep. And, you know, just to mention René Descartes, just to mention Plato, just to mention Carl Jung, just to mention Sigmund Freud, mentioning these people, and I've included excerpts of their work in there to reiterate what I've experienced and why I know that there's a certain deep validity to what I have been saying. Encounters with egregores, spiritual entities, spirits, people, actual encounters with spirits. The American philosopher William James wrote a whole book, Varieties of Religious Experience, and so I've got lots of those in there, and I'll tell you how they all came about. Some of them with the use of entheogens, which means to have God within. Entheogen, psychedelics, basically they are mind psychoactive plant medicines. And so for those of you that are new and you didn't know, because even though I put this information, the link to Amazon in the description of every single one of my videos, it's astounding how many of you have watched me for months and you didn't even know I'd written a book. So what I will say is very few people are commenting on the videos and nobody seems interested in thumbing up. It's always just a fucking handful, and to be quite frank, and I've always spoken about this, it's shocking, it's exceedingly disappointing from my perspective, because I know my work, my videos are absolutely second to none. The messages that you will get from my videos are so deep and so profound, you will find the like of in the best spiritual human psychologists and philosophers. You will find what I am saying within those writings, and they've all been proclaimed to be genius, by the way. And one day, doubtless, if my channels do not disappear, then maybe long after I'm dead, I'll be in that same category. Because what I'm pulling out of the cosmos, people, is stuff which is exceedingly difficult for anyone who hasn't had a great spiritual awakening, who hasn't done psychedelics, who hasn't had near-death experiences, who hasn't had out-of-body experiences, who hasn't travelled the world and encountered a whole billion things. Many of you are fucking young, and you know, you're the people Jordan Peterson writes for. For fuck's sake, tidy up your sock drawer and make your bed. If you can just do that, you know, in any given day, then you're on a fucking winner. And that's the level Peterson speaks to his audience at least in his 12 Rules for Life book. The one I've got on my shelf, Maps of Meaning, that's much more profound and deep, speaking to a different audience there. What I will say is, people are busy, you're all busy. Some of you are just lazy motherfuckers, resentful and can't be bothered and all the rest of it. That's why you don't even think to thumb up a video, because you just think you're entitled and there's so much information out there. Who gives a fuck? You think you're the important one. And so you don't feel as if you need to participate or share or support the channel in any way, because, well, there's fucking loads out there and that's it, that's your attitude. Fair enough. Continue with that attitude. It'll take you nowhere. It'll take you nowhere, people. But every now and again, I get someone that writes me an email and they say, my name's so-and-so, and I've just started watching your videos. Praise the universe for sending me your videos. Your videos are awesome. They're helping me in so many ways you wouldn't know. I've just bought your book, and or I've read your book, and fucking great, great, great. I just want you to know that. And I'm like, thank you very much, because it's nice to be appreciated. It's nice to know that people out there are actually listening to what the fuck I'm saying, and they do actually have the ability to get their heads around it. The vast majority of you do not. That is evident. You do not have the ability to be able to perceive the depth of what I'm speaking to. So it's just going straight over your head. It's just words. It's just mumbo jumbo. That's why you're not moved to thumb up, because if you were fucking moved, if you were touched, then that would be the fucking least you could do. In actual fact, you'd be wanting to do more. You'd be wanting to say, what's your PayPal? Or where can I buy your book? That's what you'd do if you were moved. So all you people who you may be thinking that you're awakened now, and you've got abreast of this thing, and maybe you've done acid a couple of times, and you fucking done, you know, a gram of shrooms, and you think you know where it's at. Well, you haven't even started on your fucking journey. Let me tell you that. You haven't even started. And so, you know, I would recommend that you just keep going back to the videos that you haven't watched, and stop waiting for people to infiltrate you with fucking clickbait bullshit. Because all of our channels, of course, are full of it. The fucking Russell Brand clickbait bollocks fucking shit. The Piers Morgan clickbait bollocks fucking shit. Elon Musk, and how many times do we hear the whole room went silent when so-and-so said this, the whole room were shocked when this person said that, and then you get faces like like on Russell Brand's videos, every fucking picture is like, you know, they're doing this, they've started that, oh look out, watch out. And when you go into the video, there's nothing there at all. You've wasted your fucking life. So my advice to you is, don't do it. Just don't fucking do it. Just be exceptionally fucking critical of what you're watching. Seek out people like Krishnamurti, like Alan Watts, like Joseph Campbell, or Bernardo Kastrup, or, you know, even Noel Harari, you know, modern people like that. Listen to those. Just stop clicking on this shit that looks good, because it's all bollocks, people. If anybody is giving you this clickbait aura, the whole room went silent when Elon Musk said this. Elon Musk said fucking nothing. Elon Musk has never ever said any fucking thing. Nothing at all. I've listened to hundreds of Elon Musk's fucking videos. He's never said anything at all worth listening to. And that's supposed to be genius? Excuse me. I've known a few geniuses in my life. I've been privy to reading their work and everything, and they are exceedingly articulate. They can hold a fucking conversation, and they can get to a point, and they can deliver something so articulate that people, the average person, can follow them, and they can take something out of it. You will never take nothing out of what Elon Musk says. He can't talk. The guy's a fucking village idiot. And as far as him being a genius, crock of shit. Absolute crock of shit. And he's supposed to be this brilliant fucking technologist and this fucking designer, this engineer. Well, when does he ever do any of that shit? Because if he knew about proper engineers, then they'd be in the fucking office and they'd be doing some engineering. They'd be in the fucking lab, or they'd be in the factory and they'd be doing some engineering. He does nothing. There's no history of him ever doing any fucking engineering. He's never been a fucking rocket scientist. He's never been a fucking neurosurgeon. He's never done any of that fucking stuff, people. He's just a front man for organisations, the people in this world that nobody will ever know who they are. That's who Elon Musk is. And so any of you that think Elon Musk is the man, Elon Musk is nothing. He's nothing, he's a charlatan, and it will soon come out. So, Be very, very selective. That's what I'm saying. Don't be running away and put your computer on and let the world lead you. Let the world grab you by the short and curlies and pull you this way and pull you that way. And at the end of the fucking night, you go to bed and you wonder what the fuck happened to you. You were just led around. What did you get out of it? Oh, something. This is quite good. That's quite good. Really? Read a proper fucking book, people. Read a proper fucking book. Then you know what good is. And then, you know, when you've got a book and you can read it again and again, you can read the paragraph again and again till it goes in, and you can ask yourself, what really is this person saying? It's fucking deep, it's profound, it's fucking far out, man. But when you're reading that stuff, when you're absorbing that stuff, then that's when you're growing. You ain't growing on YouTube. I'm telling you now. I've been on YouTube for 15 fucking years, and in the early days, okay, I learned about Nibiru, I learned about Illuminati, I learned about aliens, I learned about shapeshifters, I learned about deep underground bunkers, I learned about paedophiles, I fucking learned about all this fucking stuff. But what of it? What of it? Nothing. Nothing of it at all, because there's no proof to any of it. No proof, not a single shred of proof to any of it. And so if you want to know about any of those subjects, for fuck's sake, read a book and try to pick a book that's 100 years old, where you've not got this sensationalizing clickbait fucking bollocks. So, in this book, that's what you're going to get. Now, people don't like it when you promote your own book, and everybody seems shockingly embarrassed to do it. I'm not embarrassed about it, because I earn about £4.50 from every one of these book sales. This book is retailing on Amazon at £20. Now, you won't get a fucking book half as thick as that for fucking less than that, generally. And so what I've done, I've reduced the price to make it as affordable as absolutely possible, because people seem to have a limit that they're not going to pay any more than £20 for a book. This book for 20 quid could potentially change your fucking lives. The things you're going to read in here, the education you're going to get, is like you'd be reading 50 of the fucking greatest books, because there's so much information which is given to you from first-hand information. And I'm telling you, the experience that I've had, how these things came about. And when Jehovah fucking spoke to me, when Jesus spoke to me, when I encountered the fucking devil, when angels came to me and gave me a message, and all these different sorts of things. And then all of the stuff that I've read throughout these, well, all my life really, but mostly the past 15 years since I've been on a journey to the self. Well, when you read stuff that Sigmund Freud said, stuff that Carl Jung says, the great eminent psychologist, when you read that stuff, if you don't have any experience, it won't mean anything to you. But if you have experience, and then you go, that's something I can say I fucking know. Because if you read a book and you haven't had the experience, you don't know nothing. You just think you know something. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a very, very dangerous and precarious position to be in. Because you'll go through life thinking that you actually know something, when you don't know fucking nothing, because all you've done is listen to another man's thoughts. When you know something is when another man's thoughts coincide with your experience. That's when you can say that you know something, because viscerally, mentally, consciously, you've experienced it. And it is only then that you're going to know anything. So, what I will say is, for all you newbies, and even those that are not new, there's not many people commenting these days from times gone by. I don't know where you've all gone. You flies on the fucking wall or what. But if you haven't bought the book, buy the fucking book. Buy the book to show me that you're in support of the channel, you appreciate what I'm doing, and you will feel a proud owner of having this big, thick, fucking fat ass book on your fucking shelf. And when anyone comes round, they'll go, fuck, you can actually read a book with that fucking curve. Wow. What fucking school did you go to? What planet did you come from? Because most people can only read a book like that, and they won't even fucking read it like that seriously. They just be, I'll turn the telly on, yeah. Oh, are you going to order pizza? And then that'll be it. Sit down and read this fucking book. It'll change your life, people. Change your life. So, if you have bought the book, buy another one. Fuck it! Just buy another one. What's 20 quid? The fuck's 20 quid? It's the fucking pizza, isn't it? It's pizza. Now, why should you buy the book? Well, you make that fucking assessment. Why you should do it. And if you're thinking, oh, I'm not fucking buying the book, I don't fucking read, I don't have time, I don't have this, well, what are you doing watching my videos? You're taking. Why don't you just give a little bit? Why don't you just go, what's fucking 20 quid? How many videos of Aaron's have I watched? Well, I've only been on the fucking channel a month, but I've watched like 150. Well, fuck me. If you go, well, 150, if you say like 20 pence a video, 20 pence a video, you could have bought the fucking book. So why do you do that? Why don't you just order the fucking book? Now, what am I saying? Why am I saying this? Well, if you only get £4.50 out of it, well, it's not going to change my fucking life. You know, £4.50 buys like, what? It buys me 3 Guinness. It buys 3 fucking small cans of Guinness, people. It ain't changing my life. But what it's doing is it's showing me that my viewers actually appreciate what I'm doing, and they are actually decent people out there. They're not all wanker fucking scumbags, which is the general assessment that I can give you, because you can't even be fucking bothered to thumb up, let alone put a comment down or write me an email telling me that you found my channel and it's wonderful and it's great and how it's so different to anybody out there, because it is. It's absolutely vastly fucking different from any other channel you're ever going to come upon. You may find a little bit, oh, this person speaks a little bit like you, this person speaks a little bit like you. Do they speak to you like that with got the fucking sun on the fucking body out on the fucking cliff tops of the fucking Algarve? No, they don't. Do they speak to you like that in the beautiful fucking forest of 500-year-old trees? No, they don't. Do they speak to you like that while you're just walking up to the fucking gym with the birds? No, they don't. No, they don't. They're doing none of that, people. None of that. My channel's absolutely fucking unique. And so, if you like it, if you enjoy it, if you respect it, then for fuck's sake, respect yourself. Just buy the fucking book. And then at least you can say, whenever I'm slagging you guys off, oh, it doesn't mean me because I bought his book. Look, I've got his book here. In actual fact, I sleep with it under my pillow. And then when it gets really cold, I fucking hug it like a hot water bottle. The Awaken Braves spiritual Bible, the first spiritual Bible. And then before you go to sleep, you just read one fucking page. And then you contemplate on your looming enlightenment. Because by the time you've read this, you will fucking, your consciousness will have expanded fucking 100-fold. If you've read it carefully and if you've absorbed it and if you've asked yourself, do I understand what the fuck is being said here? Have I experienced any of this stuff? And if you don't comprehend it, and if you want to ask questions, then I, as the author, am here to do a Google Meet conversation with you where you can ask me anything and I'll explain it to you. If indeed any of you have got any fucking bollocks between your legs. And if you're women, try to be fucking equal. That's all I say. You want fucking women's lib, fucking you want equality. Well, be equal then. Grow some fucking balls. When's the last time a woman came on this fucking channel for a chat? Fucking years ago. Years ago. So, I've got something else to talk about. I'll make a new video because that one, because there's only fucking going to be 2 of you muppets that are going to get to the end of this fucking video. And for those of you that have got to the end of it, well, fucking pat yourself on the back. Go, fucking hell, well done, well done. You know, I have got a little bit of power of concentration. I can fucking sustain myself for a fucking video of 20 minutes long or something like that. How many people can't? When I look on analytics, it's kind of like the average viewer time is like fucking 11%. 11%. What the fucking hell is wrong with you people? Let me just ask you this. For all those of you that get a little bit through the video, then skip forward and skip forward and skip forward, what the fuck are you looking for? What the fuck are you looking for? Are you looking for the answer of the fucking universe, right, tucked in that little fucking bit where you click on? Is that what you think's gonna happen? Is that where you think the answer to the fucking universe is? You fucking idiots. You're retarded. And you may as well just go and fucking jump off a cliff because you're so retarded. There's no point in you in existing. If you watch my videos, if you learn any fucking thing from watching one video, then you'll know that you're going to have to stay through the whole fucking video. You're going to have to listen very fucking carefully. And then by the time the videos stop, you're going to have to sit in a deep fucking meditation for about 20 minutes trying to work the fucker out. And if you think, oh, I know this and I know that, think again. Because I'm pretty sure you don't. And if you do think you know all that shit, then come on for fucking Google Meet and we'll talk about it. And then we'll see how much you fucking really know. Because people, when they've read this book, and they go, oh, yeah, I go, well, fucking come and talk about it then. And let's start on page fucking 1. And let's see what you grokked. Let's see what you grokked from page fucking 1. And I'm telling you, you will have missed 99% of it. You just thought you'd fucking known it. That's what you do. You just think you fucking know it. And you don't know it, you don't retain it, you've not lived it. You see, that's the thing with the world today. They just think they fucking know. And that's why I despise the vast majority of the human being. Because they're in this fucking bubble. They're in this egoic, programmed, fucking automaton, sheeple, fucking muppet bubble. Whereby, if they listen to something, or if they could manage to get through reading a couple of pages in something, then they think they know. Well, it's a case of, well, have you experienced that? What does it really mean? And then you get a little bit philosophical and you go, well, what actually do you think the author's saying here? So what do you take from it? And then you could say in a room of 10 people, what do you take from it? What do you take from it? What do you take from it? And everybody's taught something different. And you go, well, what the fuck? Were you all reading all the different fucking book? Why did you take this and why did you take that and why did you take that? Because all you're doing, you're looking for confirmation bias. You're scouting, looking for shit that you think you know. You're not looking to learn anything. You're not looking to try to understand a book or an author or anything like that. You just fucking think you know it all because that's what your mind's told you. That's what the ego does, people. It tells you that it knows every fucking thing. When you see a bird up in the tree, oh, shoot the bird up in the tree. When you see a tree, oh, shoot the tree. When you see a cloud formation, oh, do the cloud formation. The ego just has this propensity just to dismiss everything. Because it's too fucking overwhelmed, it's too inundated, and basically it's operating from fear. And the only thing it's ever going to show any interest in is when something is potentially dangerous to the body, to the vessel which carries the ego around with it. The ego is a separate fucking entity, people. I'm telling you now, the ego is a separate spirit to the fucking body and a separate spirit for what other spirits you've got. And that is in self-survival mode. And it's going to make you, the body, do exactly what it wants to do for its own survival because it doesn't want the body to die because it wants to keep fucking living because it's so egocentric. How many of you can even get your fucking heads around that? Talking about fucking the ego's a fucking spirit or fucking, it's a fucking entity. Yes! You see, you don't know you're fucking born, do you? Don't know you're born, people. Don't know you're fucking born. So yeah, the masses milling around under this false pretense that they know something. When in actual fact, they don't know anything because the ego doesn't know anything. It's the higher self that knows something. And if when you die, your spirit goes back to source, your spirit will be taking all of the experience that you've had here on planet Earth. And that's the information pertaining to the higher self, which the ego doesn't have a fucking clue it even exists. Because the ego just wants to be the only show in fucking town. And it wants to have hold of the fucking helm or hold of the reins. And it wants to do this and it wants to do that because it's the big I am. It's nothing. What the ego is a false prophet. It is a fiction. It is a self-generated fiction. It's born out of its own imagination and born out of its own fucking generated fear. It doesn't pertain to any knowledge, anything like that. The real knowledge is in the higher self. That's why when we think intuitively, we will get amazing downloads. And this is why when you close the ego down, then you will see crystal crystal clear with the greatest of clarity all the roots of your problems, and you'll have a greater knowledge and connection to the cosmos and to the world in general. You'll be able to read people, you'll be able to fucking look on the television or on YouTube and see what a crock of shit it is, because it's all designed to calm the ego, and the ego is easily calmed. So when you close the ego the fuck down, right, that's then when you will start to awaken. And that's then when you will be in touch with you. What you really are is the higher self, is the spirit, with the thing that came into the body, which generated a soul to have the human experience. And when the body dies, the ego, just a program, just diminishes, just into thin fucking air. Spirit goes back to continue forever. So, people, there's an enormous amount of stuff to learn, and it's evident that my videos, what I'm putting up, are just not reaching you. They've never reached you. In this 15 years that I've been doing this, very, very few people will get reached. And, you know, there's some of you which one thing here and there will touch you. I was out with a friend today. Female friend, and she's into all this stuff, and she started watching me, I don't know, 10 years ago when I was living in Bulgaria, and she recognised my accent. She said, "You're from Leicester?" She said, "I'm fucking in Leicester, blah blah blah. Well, next time you're back, you know, we'll fucking go out." And so we've been going out on and off whenever I've been here. Ever since, we go out walking in the woods, philosophising. She's got a beautiful little dog. And so we do that, and we talk about all this stuff. And she said in one of the videos that she listened to the other day, she said, "I just said one thing at the end, and that thing fucking got her. It fucking got her, and she went to bed fucking ruminating about that one thing." One thing here and there will change your lives, and many of you have had this experience. One thing. But in all of my videos, if I'm speaking for 45 minutes, if you really listen carefully, if you are truly involved, then you'll see the depth and the magnitude of the whole structure of what I am saying. And you will know that it's very, very similar to reading, let's say, 2 pages in Sigmund Freud or Carl Jung or fucking Alistair Campbell or fucking Joseph Campbell, anything like that. You read through that stuff and you will get a depth, because you know they've done an enormous amount of reading. They've got a longevity because they're older, they're mature people, they've been around and they've learned a lot of stuff. And so when you become truly awakened, truly enlightened, when your consciousness is expanded through meditation, years of meditation or entheogens, when that's happened, then you get more of a handle on what I'm saying. Until then, you'll watch those videos like I put up there last night. Oh, they got 20 hits on them. Oh, 25 hits on them. Because most of you think like, oh, they're old videos, or oh, I may have seen them before, or this, that, and the other. Your ego is telling you, don't bother watching that. Don't bother listening to that. No, they're not going to be good. You're making a very, very big mistake. I'm putting those videos up there because every single one of them has a very important message. I've got thousands of fucking videos to choose from, and so I'm being very selective with the ones I'm putting up. And then when I say something like in the title, extricate yourself from the matrix into the kingdom of God, the metaphorical kingdom of God. Oh, fucking kingdom of God, God done it. Says, I don't fucking believe in God. You don't know what I'm talking about, do you? You know what I'm fucking talking about. Listen to the fucking video and then you might start to get a little bit of a fucking inkling. That's the thing, isn't it? And then there's a video about do you have a vampiric attachment? Have you any idea what that means? Have you any idea the fucking magnitude and the depth of that? You need to read more. You need to read a whole lot more. And your first fucking step on the journey is this fucking book. Now, I wrote that book because the cosmos told me to write the fucking book. And I make these videos because the cosmos tells me to make the fucking videos. And in return, I get an absolute tranquil, blissful peace of mind, and I'm catered for in everything I need. I don't have to do anything, go anywhere. The whole world labours for me. The whole world makes all the shit in this room. It makes my guitar strings, it makes my guitars, it makes my plant pots, it makes my fucking amplifiers, it makes my phone, it makes my fucking stands, it makes these little plastic things, it makes these rivets. The whole world is working for me. Why? Because I'm an enlightened being and I've got a job to do. I'm too busy to get involved with that minutia. I'm giving the world very, very important messages for those who have ears. And the people who have ears are the awakened ones, or the ones that Spirit tells you, listen to this fucking guy, right? Listen to this guy. Buy his fucking book, read the book, and don't be fucking rushing it. Concentrate on every fucking page. It doesn't matter if it takes you a whole fucking year, because by the time you've read it once, you need to read it again. And then when you go through life a year or two later, you need to read it again. And then you need to read it again, because that book is a whole life full of experience. So, people, what have you got to say about that? Oh, well, I mean, I like your videos, Aaron, but, I mean, my fingers, they're so sore, and if I touch on the keyboard, they'll be so hurting, because I've been working my fingers to the bone, packing chickens, and so when it's time to come home, I'm too tired, my fingers are too sore to press keyboards, I'm sorry, Aaron. Then buy the fucking book then, right? Ask your fucking neighbour. You know, get some fucking random dude or woman walking down the fucking street and say, excuse me, I'm a special needs person. I got no fucking fingers. Can you just come in and put these on here? And just go Amazon, Aaron Berry, Journey to the fucking Self, press. Huh?